All right, welcome in. We have a special edition of Off the Radar. Meteorologist Ryan Weekman. You know this guy probably.
Steve Jackson.
Steve Jackson. We do weather and traffic together every single morning. Let's give him one of these.
Cool, let's do it, baby.
Kaylee Bowers is off today. Wow, the Radar Rangers gave you a nice little ovation there.
Okay, so what am I
for
today?
sure.
Since I'm not a Radar Ranger, what am I today?
You are a stray shower is what you are today.
You're an honorary Radar
You're an
Ranger.
honored guest.
I'm an honored guest.
Yes.
Thank you. Very distinguished to be honored, right?
That's
to be
right.
Here.
Let's introduce our permanent panel of Radar Rangers. Of course, we have our digital content producer, Tiffany, in the upper corner. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. What did you call Steve? I like this. He's a
Honorary Radar Ranger.
honorary Radar Ranger. So you don't get a button. These guys have buttons.
Oh, they have buttons.
Yeah, see, Mark's got one on there.
You gotta
Mark,
work for it.
Camera operator.
Work for it. Okay.
Think you can earn one?
I have already earned it, and I plan to get a members only jacket actually.
Oh.
That's fine. We were going to do starter jackets, but that's fine.
Okay, with the,
That works as well.
breakaways to go with it.
And then breaking it down in our control room as well. Good morning. Good to see you guys. We got
Hello.
Tim and Alexis.
Steve,
down
you and I,
there. Hey, guys.
we do Good Day after the show a little bit together. I'm the guy running the camera, so we're familiar on WTOL 11 Plus.
I was going to give a shout out. I said, obviously, you see Steve every single morning, but on our WTOL 11 Plus platform, you recognize Steve from our Good Day After the Show program.
Yes, and we are also airing some recaps as well. So I do Steve's Traffic Time Trivia. So weekly we will have that.
Yeah.
And we will also be replaying some of the musical guests that we feature on Good Day on the regular. So you can get all of that content right here on WTOL 11 Plus.
You know, guys, if we'd been thinking, everybody likes Steve's Traffic Time Trivia, right?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
If we had been thinking, Alexis isn't awake when it's on.
I'm not.
If she was,
I am not awake.
but you can get it, as you said, on WTOL and Plus. Next time we have you on as guest, we should do some Steve's Traffic Time Trivia with weather.
Okay, we'll
That
do
would be
it.
a blast, wouldn't it?
Are you going to quiz me on weather
No,
things?
it's your trivia.
It's my trivia for you.
Yes.
You sure?
Everybody, for everybody.
Oh, for everyone. Okay. Well, but you're the weather expert here.
That's kind of cheating. I'm like I'd be like the Ken Jennings. I shouldn't be allowed to be on there.
Oh yeah.
And Ryan, as you know, we are awesome at trivia.
Oh,
on this
so
show,
good.
right?
So good at trivia.
I don't know if you've seen previous episodes. Now, you guys did redeem yourselves here on Off the Radar last week. So if you're watching on the streaming platform WTOL 11 Plus, go back, watch last week's episode, because you guys did redeem yourself, but we've had our issues with trivia in the past.
Oh really? What have been some of the issues with trivia in the
Yeah,
past?
guys, what have
We've
been
been
some
really
of the issues?
bad
It's
at
not
it.
good.
Yeah.
When you say not good, what does that mean?
Oh, it was basketball questions, so
We didn't come up with the right answers to the questions. Which is the biggest part.
That is a problem in trivia.
Hey Alexis, I know
Yeah.
you're not awake at 6:21 every morning for Steve's
actually
Traffic
am,
Time
but I'm
Trivia.
not watching TV. Sorry.
But I'll tell you this, Alexis.
Great Zoom. Very dramatic.
Tim and Ryan Weekman at around 4:30 every morning.
Yeah.
They're already doing trivia. So it's kind of like a cheat code when it comes to those two.
We do. Tim, our director Tim, he's got one of those Jeopardy calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it started.
We got to get the mind grapes going.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, most days the mind grapes turn into wine because it feels like mush,
Mush.
most of the days.
Yummy.
Just step it on.
We also need to.
Well, Alexa says yummy. Well, Steve, we wanted
like
to have you
wine.
on
Thanks for having
because
me.
we knew Kayla was taking a little bit of time
we gotta
off,
introduce
which
Mark
is
really
obviously
quick.
great.
You haven't introduced Mark
Oh, wait.
yet.
What?
You didn't, you didn't say welcome
That
Mark
way.
either yet. Yeah, so,
Oh,
It's really hard to figure that out.
so
Who didn't I say welcome to?
Mark.
I didn't say it yet.
We kind of did. I'm Mark. Welcome.
there you go.
Well, we did
Yeah, I
miss
did.
your intro, so that's
Yeah,
important.
I mean-
Me and Steve talk all the time because your hometown is
Chicago.
Chicago.
The best
and-
city in the whole wide world except Toledo because live here. But you got it.
And let me ask this question, Tiffany, real quick. Tiffany, how do you know if somebody's from Chicago?
How do I know if somebody?
Yeah, without talking to them, how do you know if somebody's from Chicago?
Here we go with trivia.
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
I was gonna say,
Don't
they'll tell
worry,
you.
they'll tell you. You don't even have to ask. You don't have to say anything.
So let me say this, Ryan. We walk different.
We like ketchup
see
on our hot
talk
dogs.
this is what I'm talking about right here.
We dress.
Go ahead. No,
different.
go ahead. Go
we
ahead.
dress
Talk to the
different.
camera. Talk to the people.
If you're bald, the head shines different. I mean, it's just everything about Chicago is swag. It's swaggerific. So, I mean, we're going to let you know.
And what people don't understand is it's called the Windy City, not because the wind blows there more, it's because of talk like this. It's a little bit windy there, if you know what I'm saying.
There's a lot of
hot
wind
air.
going around there.
A lot of hot air.
Yeah, it is.
But knowing you were going to be on Off the Radar here, obviously we talk a lot about the weather. We have a lot of fun with it. We wanted to talk about some of your weather experiences, maybe some of the things that you remember, because so often when we're given the forecast here, we talk about the weather in Chicago and say, hey, that's coming our way. So you've experienced some of the same weather that we have, but some specific Chicago weather that you remember. What would you say, like when you grew up watching TV, who's your meteorologist? Who do you give a shout out to?
So I have to give a shout out to two, actually.
Okay, two.
All right. So Tom Skilling is number one. Okay.
Tom Skilling.
Tom Skilling, WGN is number one, but I have to give a shout out. Tracy Butler, she's actually still the chief meteorologist at ABC7. And in high school,
Yeah.
I was the school mascot. We were,
Wait. Did you wear anything?
I did.
Or you were just the mascot?
Well, both. But no, I did wear something. I had to wear a bee outfit.
You were a bee?
Yeah, we were the Sting, and I had the bee butt.
That is amazing.
So
Do you
I
have
gave,
a photo?
I gave the forecast with Tracy Butler.
In a bee butt.
While wearing the bee?
butt.
While wearing the bee
boy.
butt.
So nobody knew it was you, though.
No, because you can see my face. It was just the bee butt.
That's like because of the shine.
How do we not have
better.
a picture of this?
Yeah,
Was
we gotta
that part
see
of that
I had
walk that
hair
you were
back
talking
then.
about? That Chicago walk? The bee walk?
The Chicago Bee Walk, yeah.
Did you have a stinger?
I did not have a stinger, and our mascot was actually the Sting, the Seton Sting, but no stinger, just
That's
bee.
off.
That would have been dangerous. When you sat down or something, that would have been good.
it was dangerous with me standing up.
I bet that it was. Well, I had a feeling you were going to say Tom Skilling. So I've got a story of my own. I haven't really met Tom Skilling all that often, but one time I did get a chance to see him. It was back in 2010 when I was fresh out of college. I was doing some storm chasing. We've got some video. I was down in Oklahoma. We're already past it. Can we reload it here? Because we're already past the time where we see we're at this intersection in Oklahoma watching a tornado getting ready to form right here. And across the street, this storm chasing group comes out. By the way, this is my video. It's safe to broadcast. Wow. But so a tornado starts to form. But we're parked at an intersection waiting for this tornado to form. Big trucks, big production vehicles show up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is it like Reed Timmer? Is it somebody like this? None other than Tom Skilling pops out of the vehicle.
Wow.
And I see him as we're getting ready to see this, which ensued, which is a tornado right here near Waukeeta, Oklahoma, 2010.
How about that?
It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Were
So
you the
seeing-
driver here?
No, I was in the back seat saying, hey, there's another tornado about to
So
form.
you were shooting this from the back seat?
Yeah, this is getting shot right through the front windshield. So
What-
watch this. You got the tornado on the left and then one on the front. All right.
What an experience, Ryan.
It was cool.
Is this the only tornado that you've been able to see?
This is the best video
live?
I've ever gotten.
Okay.
I've seen about 6 tornadoes before.
6?
Yeah. Yep. It's easy when you're out storm chasing.
Where you were chasing all of those?
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
so
they were chasing.
they were
us.
chasing you. So a lot of people, I find it really interesting with storm chasers. I watch some of the documentaries,
Yeah.
and the movies make it seem like it's just live action, boom, 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 all the time.
No, because you've asked me about this, right?
Yeah.
We should do like a storm chasers episode of this. I say if you want to go storm chasing, I hope you like driving and I hope you like gas station burritos because that's what you're going to have a lot of.
Do you like meet somewhere and look at the map? You all meet up and
You
say,
do. Things have changed with technology, right?
Yeah, I saw Twisters. I get it.
Yeah. We
Okay.
have a little meetup at gas stations. If you've seen the new Twisters movie, how they all meet up at the gas station there, that's actually pretty realistic. That you kind of because there's one spot where you're probably going to go
Right.
from. There you
So
go.
that tornado was an EF.
That one ended up being an EF3.
Oh, that was a pretty significant
Yeah,
tornado.
it ended up being about a half mile wide when it formed all the way for us there. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. We will do
That's
a storm chase.
That's
episode.
interesting stuff.
It's pretty fun, isn't it?
Yeah, go ahead. What else you got for me?
All right, well, let's talk about some of the things. You were born in the early 90s, so
Yeah.
you won't remember this, but the Plainfield tornado that went through. I'm trying to think of big events that have happened in Chicago history recently. Go to our Max 1 system. This was the only F5 tornado to ever hit Illinois or ever to touch down in the month of August.
Wow.
Went through a town of Plainfield, which is down by Joliet area.
Yeah, so that's not Chicago anymore. That's when you enter Illinois. And
Tell folks who don't understand this. There's Chicago.
Chicago is a state and Illinois is a state.
Chicago is like its own entity.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And because you actually, in Chicago, you
Where
can
do you cross the line?
let's see, Kankakee.
Yeah, sure, that's what I was going to say.
Kankakee, Hammond, Indiana. Because
Waikiki? Is that Hawaii?
but you just kind of, there's a different personality, a different swag, just a whole different breed of human when you get out of Chicago. There is.
Look at that way.
It's the truth. And when you enter Chicago, there's a different breed of human.
It's true. It's harder to breathe when you get in there.
You're so elevated.
That is
It's a real thing.
You spent time in Illinois, so
I
you
spent
know
some
this.
time in Illinois, not in Chicago.
Right, exactly.
There's a big difference. Knew lots of people from Chicago. All right. So that was just before you were born, because this was 1990. This was kind of a big event that was in Chicago
Yeah, I was born in
area history.
I was born in 92.
92. So here's an event that's after you were born. Not going to remember it because you were just a few years old, but in 95, one of the biggest heat waves in the history of the city of Chicago hit. I think we've got some old school footage. Check this out. Do you know what channel this
Wow,
is?
yeah, that's NBC, man. Channel 5.
Channel 5. So this was a heat emergency. Look at the heat index, 110 degrees. I bet you had some hot summers
So
in Chicago.
let me tell you this, yes, and I remember people like passing out from heat stroke and things like that. And I'll tell you this, so on the west side of Chicago, my mom, she worked at a corner store, Mr. Rory's corner store.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember it being so hot that the construction workers, because summertime in Chicago is construction season like everywhere else, right?
Right.
They would come inside just to grab ice cream. And I remember one year when the Bulls, like they always were, they were in the playoffs, winning championships, they would come in just to watch the game as
This
well.
was 95. MJ was down playing some baseball, wasn't he?
So no, 95, 96 they won as well. So
He was back.
He was back, baby.
He was back by
He was
that
back.
point.
And in 92 they won as well, the year I was born.
So some of the old school WGN footage. And then more recently, one of the big events, the Groundhog's Day Blizzard. Were you in Chicago 2011 or were you in school?
I was in school then.
So you missed this
Yeah, I missed that one. But in 2009 in Mississippi, there was a snowstorm in Jackson where we got an inch of snow and everything shut down, which was phenomenal.
There was a little bit more snow than that in the Groundhog Day Blizzard of 2011. Look at that, 21 inches of snow at O'Hare Airport. Everything was shut down in the city there.
So I can tell you this, I remember growing up and getting a parking spot in Chicago. If you've ever spent time in the winter to get a parking spot, it's legit. If you shovel that
So when
parking
people are,
spot,
so when people are thinking about parking in Chicago, people that don't go to Chicago, Steve, they're probably thinking of like the tall buildings. and
no.
stuff.
These
So
are
the neighborhoods.
these are neighborhoods
Okay.
because like your parking spot is not the front of your home. No.
Around here, everybody's got driveways.
No. Your parking spot is wherever you can get a parking spot. And in the wintertime, if you shovel a parking spot, what you do, you take lawn chairs and you mark your territory. You put that lawn chair there, or whatever that is, to let everyone know
That's your spot.
this is my spot.
And what happens if somebody moves your lawn chair?
Ooh, I don't think that's good.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I
Right?
know in New York, they'll like keep them for months. They're like, I can't drive my car because I got a good spot.
Kind of ironic.
Yeah, it is. But
What would be, are there any other weather events that you remember per se about living in Chicago or growing up?
So I do remember a blizzard. I was in elementary school. We call it grammar school in Chicago, but it's elementary school here. I told you it's a whole different language.
Yeah, it's
I'm informing you now. But in grammar school or elementary school, I remember there was a blizzard and I walked outside and I remember it was negative 14. That could have been the wind chill.
Sure.
But at any rate, I remember walking outside, inhaling, and everything inside of my nostrils froze.
Wow.
You had
is
some bats in the
insane.
cave, huh?
Yeah, I did. Just a few. Just a few.
These are fun Chicago stories.
You've been there before.
To Chicago?
No.
Or frozen?
Yeah, frozen.
Yeah, I've been frozen before. I've had the blizzard 2014 around here.
Yeah, that was
That was
bad.
bad.
I was here at that time. Yeah,
was a good
that was bad. Yeah, so that's what I remember mostly. Like all the school delays, we didn't have many of them. I remember trudging through snow. to get
Uphill
to
both ways?
No, not uphill both ways. I'm not old like that. But still, we had to go to school, and it was fun. It
In
was
Chicago.
a lot of fun.
You were hardy.
a lot of snowball.
There you
fights.
are. There's a little Steve getting pulled on.
Oh, how about that? Yeah, didn't have those skis, but yeah, I remember days like that too. Snowblower's not working because the snowblower never worked when we needed it to.
There we go.
Ever.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
fancy.
that's
You had a
not fun.
snowblower.
Yeah, well,
A shovel.
we had a shovel too, but you know,
All right.
I would hustle up, money.
I was going to say, you can make a lot of money.
I did make a lot of money doing that.
You gonna stick around with us?
If you guys will keep me,
You guys want him to stay around?
Yeah,
Of course.
sure. Fine.
I need a little bit more enthusiasm.
That was
than that.
enthusiastic. You're only an honorary radar ranger. They're like, yeah.
Kinda.
Side.
He'll do.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're
We'll
gonna
see
be,
where this goes.
We're going to be back. We're going to have our top 3 coming up. Then we're going to play a fun game here for Off the Radar. We got Steve Jackson here with us this morning. Stay with us. We're going to be right back on Off the Radar. All right, welcome back to Off the Radar. Steve, it's been fun having you here.
Oh, this has been great so far. I'm an honorary radar ranger.
Does everybody feel more informed about Chicago now?
Yes.
So much.
I didn't
More
hear
than
anything
ever.
about pizza or hot dogs, really. So.
Well, we stayed away from the food for
Okay.
now. Steve,
first
where's the
time
best?
Ryan will
Where's
ever
if
say
if
that.
if somebody's coming to Chicago, where's the best place for them to get food? That it doesn't care what type. Just one restaurant you're going to say go to.
Portillo's. If you are no, and I say that for folks who are visiting, it's safe. It's safe. I'm
It
not
is
gonna,
safe.
I'm not going to send you to Maxwell Street. I'm not going to send you to Baba's. Maybe Harold's. I'll send you to Giordano's because those are the places.
Giordano's, that's what I want to hear.
See, that's what
I'll
I'm
take
saying.
that.
But like that's a tourist trap as well.
Portillo's.
Heard that for a reason,
Portillo's
though,
is
usually.
weak sauce.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Weak sauce. Let's go to what we do every single time. Do you guys have a favorite? If you guys go to Chicago very often? Tiffany?
I've actually never been to Chicago, but Steve, I want to talk to you later because I'm kind of planning a trip to go this summer.
Okay.
So I need to know some good spots.
Are you going to
The
Lollapalooza?
pier, I like the pier.
No, nothing specific.
Oh, okay.
Steve, how often did you go to the pier?
Growing up, not often. I have gone more now as an adult than growing up. Like you don't do.
When you
those
live there,
things.
you probably
Yeah,
don't
just,
go there.
You just
but
don't do it as
yeah,
often.
okay.
Yeah.
Guys down there, control room, anything?
We went to, it was a bus trip from Grand Rapids, Michigan to a Blackhawks game.
At the
So
UC?
we were there, went to the game, got back on the bus. So I never really felt like I was in Chicago, but yeah, I was there.
Okay. That's the west side of Chicago, by the way. Madhouse on Madison.
Yeah, you're getting pretty closer to being in Illinois, but yeah, we'll get to you.
We almost left the state. Into
Lexus,
The state of
I've only been there
Chicago.
once, and it was very fast, so I don't really remember anything.
this
much.
is sad. You guys got to visit Chicago.
I went on the really tall. It's not the Sears Tower.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it
the
is-
Sears.
it is the
it's the
Sears
Sears
Tower,
Tower.
It is
right.
Yeah,
the
it's
Sears.
the
Oh,
Sears Tower.
okay.
That Willis Tower stuff,
Weak sauce.
weak.
I did that. That was cool.
Okay.
And the bean. The bean was cool.
The beer. Garrett's Popcorn, I remember that place.
Yeah, Garrett's is solid. Garrett's is solid. Yeah. I recommend it.
Let's go to our top 3 for us here. We do this every single week for us. We travel around the world. Sometimes we make people guess where do we think we're going to go this week.
All right.
Mark, you want to venture?
Who created this?
Me.
Okay. Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, you're very close. We're going to Texas. So here we go. We got some great lightning video
Straight
over
toast down
Texas.
there.
You know,
This is when it gets really good, Steve.
Okay.
Ooh,
this is where you can see
lightning,
like, isn't this
wow.
cool?
Yeah.
I've
Bangladesh
missed
and
lightning this spring.
Lightning show.
We haven't had some good thunderstorms really, right? It's been pretty weak.
I mean, that's
I mean, you
safe,
need the nitrogen
Ryan. That's
cycle,
a safe
so
thing.
there you go. With
Is that in, like?
Ooh,
Is that in
Steve
fast
on Off the Radar
mode?
dropping some weather knowledge
Yeah,
there.
it
You need
just
the
helps.
nitrogen cycle.
We do because it helps the food to grow.
Mark's planting a garden, so he
Yeah,
needs the nitrogen.
that helps with nitrogen or something, doesn't it?
Yes.
Lightning?
It hits the ground.
Hits the ground, gives you
Yeah,
light, yeah,
makes things
nitrogen.
grow.
So
All
do
right.
matches, I heard. Unused wooden matches, you push them down in the soil and they,
Oh, because it's got nitrogen in it. That's
Yeah.
that seems like a MacGyver thing you were just saying there, Mark.
Huh.
Doesn't it?
it kind of does.
It does seem like he'd be
works.
like, I can stick these matches in here and create a bomb. Like, that seems like a MacGyver thing.
For nitrogen.
Okay, let's not share that.
Do you not know what MacGyver? Okay.
do, but let's
Steve,
not-
you take a guess now. Where are we going?
Not Bangladesh.
Not Bangladesh. See, that was a very good guess. We're not going to Bangladesh. We're going to Australia. There we go. They had a dust storm down here.
Oh, nice.
Alexis, give us your best Australia voice.
Good day, mate.
No, you got to keep going. Talk
Shrimp
about
on
what
the
you're seeing.
bobby.
That looks more like Mars or something.
Classic ones ever.
Tell us about the weather video there, Miss Australia reporter.
It's a little bit dusty.
This is like Bluey.
Bluey,
Keep
Dust
going.
yourself
Yeah.
off.
Come on, Bingo.
In Australia, it's a bit dusty. Don't breathe it.
She's got a great voice.
She
You could be
does.
on
Would you like a
Bluey.
Foster's?
I can't. Get off me.
No, oh no. Don't tell a director to get
Yeah,
off.
I was gonna
do the
zoom
zoom in
in.
thing. Tim,
This
do the
button.
zoom in thing.
And there we go.
So dramatic.
Can we all agree that was a great Australian voice?
Thank
Yeah, it was
you.
good.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you go.
I'm
So,
done.
yeah, big dust storm had wind over 78 miles an hour. We don't deal with that too often around here.
Well, that's good. We
No.
did pick up some dust.
Earlier this spring,
Yeah.
we had some dust coming
Came
out
all the way
of
from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
That was weird. That was super weird. I do remember that.
It was. At least it's not Australia dust. All right, Tiffany, you want to take a guess? Where
Is
are we
it
going?
Japan?
It is not Japan.
Oh.
Wrong continent,
Whoa.
but close. We're going to Chile.
Oh, this is a new one.
Yeah, I know. They had a tornado down there. Check out this video. So that's debris flying up in the air. When the video, you'll see it. There's definitely
Oh, wow.
a
They
have
tornado.
tornado?
Yeah, check it out right here.
Do they call them
Tornadoes in
tornadoes,
South
Ryan?
America?
Or do they call them like cyclones or something?
No, they still call them tornadoes there.
Okay.
So the
Hurricane.
Coriolis force, which is responsible
Look at all
for
that
which
stuff.
way that there's motions in the atmosphere, right? A lot of people associate this with, if you go to the southern hemisphere, the toilets are going to spin the other direction. That's not true.
It's not.
The curvature of the Earth only affects cyclones that have a large scale motion. Tornadoes, typically 1 in 10, will go the reverse direction. Most of them are not dictated because of the curvature of the Earth.
I know well about the flushing in South America.
Whoa.
Because
Oh, you've been there.
I had an issue on
How strong is
Steve was
that?
telling us about a flight he took. Guys, if you're taking a long flight, it's a longer flight than I've ever been on. Steve, just tell us what was on the menu for the flight.
Oh, boy.
burritos.
Oh no,
Oh, boy.
Steve. Oh no.
Why would you do this? He ate a burrito on a flight to South America.
Oh,
It was a long flight.
And let's just say the toilet looked a lot like this. There it is, right there.
That is
Burritos could
so
keep things
nasty.
moving. I could see.
I don't think they're going to deem me as a Radar Ranger after.
Did you hear what Mark just said? Mark, say it again.
The burritos can help keep things moving because when you
Let's
fly,
just-
you get a little dehydrated and it
Let's
helps
just
hold the
say
water in. And
Steve was
Okay.
moving faster than that jet. There were things moving faster than
Down
that
the
jet.
aisle.
Steven, did you have a reaction from that?
You know, Mark, I thought it was the end of me on that flight.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, because I couldn't fathom how much longer we had, and we were landing in Trinidad.
That barf bag wouldn't work out.
Man, listen, nothing worked. Actually.
That sounds horrible.
The only thing
And then my anxiety was through the roof too. Like it was a bad
lot.
experience.
But
All
you
right,
controlled it.
Well, we're going to try and be a little bit more controlled. That was our top 3 viral weather videos that we do every single week. We're going to take you on a little bit of a different trip.
Okay.
You don't know where you're going. You're going to have to try to guess along with the rest of the Radar Rangers here. Off the radar, coming up next, it's Where in the Weather World. I'm going to give you some clues. You're going to have to figure it out, see if you can before the final answer. We're going to be right back here on Off the Radar. Stay with us. All right, welcome back here off the radar. So this is the final segment, Steve. We thought we'd have a little bit of fun, play one of our favorite game show kind of things that we do here.
Okay, let's do it.
This is called Where in the Weather World Are We? You guys, we've got a few minutes here before we show the first clue.
All right.
Anybody want to just take a blind in the wild guess? Where in the weather world? So for those who don't know, I'm going to give you 3 clues here. kind of a picture, a little bit about the location, also what the weather's going to be today in that location. So it kind of helps you along. It can be any city. I generally pick cities that people will know of, right? I'm not going to pick Bob's Village in the middle of nowhere, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Timbuktu.
So, guys, want to take a stab at it? What city? Where are we headed to? Country?
I'm
Anything?
gonna
Go for it.
Juneau, Alaska.
Okay, Juneau, Alaska.
That's fun.
Anybody else?
Is this a city we previously have been to?
No.
Huh?
Like on this game?
Yeah.
No.
So
Oh,
any
okay.
country.
Any country, any city, major. If it's outside of the U.S., especially, it's going to be a very major city. That you would know.
Okay.
Orlando, Florida.
Okay, Orlando, Florida.
Are you suggesting it's
I'm
out
not
of the
suggesting
United
anything.
States?
Just take a guess, Mark. Don't think too hard.
Let's go Madrid.
Madrid.
Spain, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go Paris.
Paris. Okay.
I'll say Malaysia.
Malaysia. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Let's show you what the first clue is. This is our photo clue, and we'll see how we feel about it. I thought we'd go somewhere very nice. Somewhere that obviously has a little beach, so we can take this full screen right now so we can see this. Oh, I should have taken the thing off, sorry.
Oh.
But it's a beach, there's sunshine.
Imagine the water down there.
Imagine if there was water and people, we had to censor it because some of the people were in swimsuits.
Oh.
Oh,
So there you go.
okay.
So yeah,
This looks-
keep it PG.
Doesn't
That
look
changes
like.
where it would be.
There we go, so this might be the better one, sorry.
That's not Juneau, Alaska.
I don't think that's.
Not
Are you sure in the
Orlando
summer?
Looks like a lake.
Probably not.
Okay, do some analysis here, guys. What are we thinking?
I'm wrong.
There
Yeah,
are palm trees.
Nice job. Just use your Australian voice and all will be forgiven.
I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
This is great. You need to go to Australia.
A lot of blue in my days.
Sheila.
Actually, it's getting kind of worse there. Okay.
I need another clue.
You're going to need another clue. Tiffany, any thoughts?
I can guess. I know it.
Okay, hold on,
think.
Mark. Hold on. Okay, hold on, Mark. Steve, as the guest, would you like to just take another stab at it?
Yeah.
Take another stab. See if you get closer.
Mackinac Island.
Mackinac Island. Okay.
Okay, it's very beachy there.
I'm gonna say the Virgin Islands.
The Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Nice warm beach. Ooh, that sounds nice. I've never been to the Virgin Islands, but it looks nice. Tim.
I'm gonna say Fiji.
Fiji. Okay. And then Alexis, you want
I'm
to
gonna
change your
change
guess
mine
because
to
you said
Turks
you're
and
wrong.
Caicos.
Oh.
Turks and Caicos. Mark, would you like to take a
Okay.
guess?
I'm kind of trying to read your mind, here, and I'm trying to read Steven, so I'll say Jamaica.
Jamaica.
That's
That's
not,
making me crazy. Okay.
that's not Jamaica.
You sure there's a nice beach?
No, that's not Jamaica.
You're not feeling it. Okay.
I know the water.
Spas.
How about another clue?
Let's do it.
Does everybody want another clue?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, here we go. I will say, by the way, one person
Well,
is
it's
close.
not Jamaica.
One person is close.
10 places.
Here's a fact. It's a top 10 place to visit, according to the Wall Street Journal.
I got an idea.
What you got, Tiffany?
Go to Tiffany. That was good. What do you got, Tiffany?
I kind of want to keep mine, but you said close.
And what was
so
your
I feel
guess you
like
just previously had? Was
The U.S. Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands. Okay, what are you thinking this time?
Hawaii, maybe?
Hawaii. Okay.
Okay.
Mark, would you like to update your guess?
Like
I'll say California.
You said Jamaica. Now you're going to California. That's a big jump.
Well, top 10, I don't think it's Jamaica.
Oh, ouch, Jamaica. Okay, Tim.
That's nice.
I'm gonna stay with Fiji, although I don't think it's a top 10. But you did say one of us is close, so I'm not gonna change it in case
Oh,
I'm
there you go. And then Alexis,
I'm keeping with Turks and Caicos.
you said Turks and Caicos.
The,
Okay.
the Bahamas.
You've switched the Bahamas.
Okay.
Okay, can I go ahead? I'm going to give you the third clue.
Please.
Third clue for today. The weather today
Oh,
is
it's
66 degrees and a chance of showers.
This is in Michigan somewhere.
Oh,
What are we thinking?
Traverse City.
Traverse
Traverse
City.
City. I'm going
Traverse
with
City is
Traverse
a
City with you.
great
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
We're thinking Traverse
Or
City.
like
We're
the
thinking
top-
Traverse
Oh,
City. Are we
I
thinking
got it.
Traverse City?
bing, 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 bing.
Traverse City.
We got a winner.
Caicos.
Traverse City, Michigan.
So I was close with the
You
jump.
were, and then you jumped ship.
I did jump
You
ship.
abandoned it.
I did.
Your Chicago ego said bye-bye, and you jumped ship.
First of all, second of all, and third of all. It never goes
I
anywhere.
win.
Apparently it did.
no,
You
no,
gave
no,
up
no,
on
no,
yourself,
no,
Steve.
no,
I'm a
no,
little
no.
disappointed in you because you were spot on.
You win.
You were right on with Mackinac, and then you said bye-bye.
Well, I wanted to kind of, change it up a little bit.
Oh, you changed it
But I
up.
came back.
You
What is
were
Alexis?
doing a proficiency test. D was the right answer, and you took that number 2 pencil. You erased that thing. You put A in. Wrong.
Because I always get A's.
So back to me because I
Alexis,
won.
back to our Australian reporter.
A for Australia.
Go ahead and do an acceptance speech in your best Australian voice, please, Alexis. And Tim, please give the zoom in. Thank you very much.
I'm having such a good day.
Now talk to us. You're from Australia. Talk to us about Traverse City, please.
Traverse City is, I lost it. I can't do it.
I think you went to Harry Potter there.
I did.
You went very
City.
British all
On
of
the
a sudden.
Barbie. I got
Think about
it.
Bluey. Think about Bluey. Give it another try.
Mom and Dad take me to Traverse City to go on a car ride
We went straight London
in
Tea
the
Party.
Jeep.
Very good job. Come on. Yeah, that was very good. Come on.
I love how she actually
That's a
became
lot
a
of
Bluey
pressure.
character.
I tried to.
I don't know Bluey. My
Yeah,
kids are
pretty
too
good.
old.
Hey,
So, nice job. You were very close on your guess. I was trying to help
I
out.
brought it back though.
Once Alexis said it.
No. When I saw it was 66 degrees, I immediately said,
He said
You
something
did say it.
this
You did
has
say
to
it.
be in Michigan.
Yeah, he did.
I thought
And then
that
that
was,
got me to Traverse City.
I thought
when he
that tree
said
was
that.
tropical. That's what threw
No,
me.
nothing about
I
this is
tried to
tropical.
find a photo of the Traverse City beach that didn't immediately say, because I know, Mark, you've spent a lot of time
Yeah.
up there and that sort of thing.
Did you hear me say I said that looks like a Great Lake?
You did.
Oh.
I know the
did.
Great Lakes. I spent time up that way.
Yeah,
I
in the
love it.
Bahamas.
And it's beautiful blue water
Beautiful
there.
up there.
Yeah.
The water's beautiful.
If
Usually
viewers
it's
want to
Holland.
check it out,
Guys.
they can watch this show anytime.
That's right, with
On their
WTOL 11
schedule.
Plus. Let's give a big thanks, Steve. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Steve.
You got,
Oh, wait. Before we go,
You were our
it's
greatest
somebody's
guest to this
birthday.
point.
Yeah.
So we need to say happy birthday to Ryan.
Happy birthday,
Oh, thank you.
Ryan.
There you go.
It's his
Thank you.
birthday.
Nowhere else I'd rather spend it than here.
Yay.
We celebrated last episode.
You're welcome, by the way.
By the way, you got a golf clap. That's all you got. You were the 64th place finisher.
Let me say this.
Hey, they still get money.
Would you like to be the 64th place finisher on the PGA tournament?
Very much
sure.
so. That's a
Okay,
bigger
then.
paycheck than I'll ever see.
There you go.
All right, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. Tiffany, Mark, Alexis, good day. Good
day.
Tim. Thank you guys very much.
Good
We'll
night,
see you
Mike.
next time here on Off the Radar.
Bye.
Take care. Appreciate it.